Hi everyone. Given the diagram of a circle and the area of a sector, we're going to find the value of r and the length of AB. We have our formula where our angles and radians r equals the radius. And we're also going to use the law of sines to find this length of AB. And I have two problems that are almost identical. So I'm going to do one and then you pause the video and try to do the other one. And then you can continue on with the video to see if you got the answer right. So basically, here's our diagram. We have a center O, radius of r millimeters, and it says the circle is divided into 6 equal sectors, but I only see 5, so we're going to change this to 5 equal sectors. And here's our sector OAB, and angle OAOB is equal to our angle. So the first thing we want to do is find our angle. It has to be in radians, and I know that the radians for a complete circle is 2 pi. So for the complete circle, but we divided it into 5, so we just divide this by 5. So that's our angle here. All right, 2 pi over 5. So now we have to find the value of r, and they give us the area of the sector is 20 pi millimeters squared. So here's our formula. We have A equals 1/2 r squared theta, and they gave us our area, which is 20 pi, equals 1/2 r squared times 2/5 or 2 pi over 5. So what I want to do first, let's go ahead and multiply those two together. Let's clean it up a bit. So 1 times 2 is going to be 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. Then we have our r squared. And this simplifies to 20 pi equals 1/5 pi r squared. So if you notice, the pi's will cancel if you divide both sides by pi, and then you just multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of that 1/5. So you get 100 equals r squared. When you square root both sides, you get plus or minus 10, but we want the positive because radius has to be positive. So our r is 10. So we have 10 here and 10 here. Now we have to find this length AB. And what you notice is we have a side angle side. This is 2 pi over 5, this angle here. So since we have a side angle side triangle, we're going to use the law of cosines. So we'll do that on the next page. And when you just have two sides like that, we're going to just do AB, use the law of cosine formulas, but I'm just going to do side 1 squared plus side 2 squared minus 2 side 1 times side 2 cosine of my angle. And fill all that in. So this is going to be 10, side 1 is, what was it? Forgot, 10, yeah. 10 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 10 times 10 cosine of 2 pi over 5, because that was your angle. Now remember, when you put this in the calculator, you're going to want to have your calculator in radians, because this is 2 pi divided by 5 radians. So let's simplify this more. It's 100 plus 100 minus 2 times 100, 200, cosine of 2 pi over 5. So again, this will be 200 minus 200 cosine of 2 pi. Remember, you can't subtract these two because it's you have to multiply the 200. Whoops, Got this in my eraser form. You have to multiply those two first. So basically your AB is just going to be the square root of this. 200 minus 200 cosine 2 pi over 5. And you put that in the calculator with radian in your mode, and that's going to be approximately 11.76 millimeters. Okay, and the second problem is very similar. It's the same 5 equal sectors. So what you want to try to do is pause the video and try to find the value of R and find AB. And then if you need to, you can play the video and check your answers. All right. So basically your angle is going to be 2 pi over 5 because the whole angle of the circle is 2 pi, and we divided it by 5. Then to find R, we just use our formula. A equals 1/2 R squared theta, and our theta this time is our area, is 35 pi millimeters squared. We're trying to solve for R, and our angle is 2 pi over 5. Again, I like to go ahead and multiply these two. So you're going to get, or you can multiply these two, you can say these two cancel. So you're just going to have pi 1/5 pi r squared. Now what will happen is the pi's cancel, and you multiply both sides by 5, and you're going to get 175. And therefore R equals the square root of 175. If you want to simplify that, that would be 25 times 7, which equals 5 square root of 7. That's your R. However, so I'm going to put that as my answer here. When we find AB and use the law of cosines, I'm just going to go ahead and use this right here. It makes it easier. So for my R, I'm just going to write 175, square root of 175. Your angle, again, is here is 2 pi over 5. So we have a side angle side triangle. To get this side, we have to use the law of cosines. So we'll go ahead and do that. You already have the formula from the first one, so we're just going to fill it in. We have AB squared equals your first side. The sides are the same, so it's your radius. And then do the same thing for your second one. Minus 2 times those. And then you're going to have cosine of 2 pi over 5. And don't forget, these should be square roots. All right, so basically this will be 175 plus 175 plus 2 times 175 cosine of 2 pi divided by 5. And this is going to equal 350 minus 350 cosine of 2 pi over 5. So just to get AB, we're going to square root this. So we have 350 minus 350 cosine of 2 pi over 5. And that's going to be approximately 15.15 millimeters. And that's all. Thank you. Have a very nice day. Bye-bye.